here we are.
Hey, everybody. Good evening.
Hey.
We'll give people a minute or two here to jump on if they want to catch us live. If you are watching this live, remember to give StreamYard permission to access the Facebook.
Yes,
So that way we will see who your
comments.
comments and stuff are whenever they come into here. So looks like we got John and Kevin on here tonight with us. So
Kevin, I'm loving the shirt.
Thank you. Me too. It's great.
Release the Quacken.
that was a nice running shirt. It's
It
comfortable
was.
to wear. It doesn't rub funny. It's very lightweight.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about your nipples as much, which is nice. It's always a plus.
Oh my
for a running
gosh.
shoe.
Okay. So speaking of that, we were at the Flying Pig, which I'm not happy with, but that's a side discussion. But Riley and I were watching the half marathoners and the marathoners finish, and a few guys came across the finish line with these, they weren't lizards, but they had on the bright lizard yellow shirts. And across the chest, it was just red. It looked like they got splattered with paintballs. And Riley goes, "Is that part of their shirt or are they bleeding?" I'm like, "No, they're totally bleeding."
I tell you, nipple management is one of the key factors of a long run, especially for me myself as a bigger guy. It's something that is definitely needed every run over 6 miles.
I don't know why they don't make sports bras for everybody. I just feel like
you should talk to George Costanza, right? He came up
Bro.
with bro.
Bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
I'm just now stopping talking.
All right.
But
So what's everybody doing? We got Gene coming in here too. So we'll get him added to the group here. Gene, we're live. No
Gene.
crawlisms, just so you know.
Oh, we've called it crawlism now. That's
Yes.
the 4-letter words, right?
You've been coined. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
There's a lot of them, and I make up new ones, Carly, as you know, pretty frequently, and I learn a lot from you as well.
I know.
What up, Lonnie?
Hey,
All right,
Lonnie.
so guys, we're 7 weeks out from starting the official training plan for the Galloway program for Marathon Weekend 2022 or 2023. What are we doing? So
Hydrating.
Oh, you got that nest.
You're getting a
I'm
jump
ready.
start.
It's good to start
Yeah,
the
always
year
also
right.
hydrating.
Dieting too.
Yes.
Yes.
So what
Trying to lose
races?
some weight.
What races are all of? Excuse me. What races are everybody doing?
I'm in Dopey.
Dopey. Number 4.
Same.
Virtual half.
Virtual half for me too.
I know we're twinsies.
Do you really do it, or is it make believe?
Oh, no. I really will.
I really do it.
Good.
And
It'll be a dedicated run. She
Yes.
it won't be like a training run. She goes, today's the day I'm doing the virtual half, and she will make it a dedicated run.
Yeah.
it has to
That's
be
why we do it.
special. Otherwise, it's just like, oh yeah, I ran that in a training run, whatever. Like,
And that's what I did with the wine and dine. I went out with my daughter because she signed up for the 10K, and it just happened to be a day I had like a 14 or 15 mile run for my marathon plan. So I went out and I was like, well, yeah, this is it. And I was just like, you know what? I just gave Disney $200 to do a training run. So I'm going to try to do what you're doing, Carly, and pick a date and say, that's the day I'm going to run it, and go do it.
well, that and like do the costumes and take pictures and make it fun, because I'll tell you, going back through our Star Wars weekend races were virtual. And I will tell you, my Facebook pictures from that weekend, we did all the Star Wars races to earn the challenge medal, and they were hilarious. Like, we dressed up. I had stuffed animals in a backpack that I took with me so that
Character stops.
on course we could have character stops. Riley took her
That's
lightsaber. Like, we're running down these backcountry roads and trucks are going by, and we've got our lightsabers and dressed up like Chewbacca and Ahsoka, and it was great. People were like,
awesome.
what the heck is up with these crazies? But
Hey, did you guys see the comment just now? Mark Hargreaves, he just said that 45 minutes
Yeah,
at least 3
basically.
times a week. I want to know what he means by plus a night pretending to be a dog.
That can go a lot of different ways.
That was gonna be a
But
question later.
I don't know how that fits into the dopey training or whatever training, but I'm curious.
I thought it was maybe walking a dog, but
No, pretending to be a dog. Dogs run a lot.
Yeah.
I do like the 45 minutes 3 times a week. I try to do that.
That's kind of what I'm
During the
doing
week.
right now too.
Yeah. And
I took this
and then
week
I'm
off
trying to build
from-
up Sundays. Oh, go
I
ahead.
took this week off from from Flying Pig just to kind of recover a bit. But starting next week, my 45 minutes a week is going to happen. I'm going to work on 3 miles on one Saturday, 6 miles the next Saturday, alternating those just back and forth for the next 7 weeks here. My big thing is shedding some pounds. I'm in the process of trying to drop 25 to 30 pounds before this starts. So hopefully we can hit that goal. But I don't know about people who have trained for Dopey or any of the big long races in the past. I can't lose weight during that time.
I gain weight.
It's really hard.
I gained about 10 to 15 pounds during Dopey training last year. Now, a lot of that was lack of discipline, I'm sure. But some of it is just you become a bottomless pit. So
I'm just hungry.
Now's the time to shed the pounds if you want to shed pounds before the training begins. So, and once it begins, don't go out too far. Don't try to do too many miles in a week. Gradually increase your miles. Don't go out and just, I can run 15 miles, and don't do that, because I did that this past weekend with Flying Pig.
You hurting?
I'd only run 4 miles. The longest run I had was 4 miles before Flying Pig. I went into Flying Pig weekend thinking, my dopey training will carry over. My dopey training is gone.
That Dopey training does not last 5 months.
It's gone. It does not last. And
Lonnie did. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And I tried to run one day this week, and it was painful. So if you try to go out too far, too fast, it's not going to work out well. I promise. So
it's amazing how fast you lose what you build up.
Definitely.
And I think we get cocky that like, oh, I ran a half. Oh, I ran a marathon. I can do like 3 miles. But you go out there and you're like,
yeah,
because the lungs give out first. They really do.
That's been me lately, because I took the last 3.5 months off after the marathon. And now, I mean, I'm struggling to do like 3-4 miles at a time, which before I would have been like, oh, that's nothing, that's my normal daily run. And now I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna die. So I need to shed some weight too, because my mistake was I did really well planning for food like during my long runs during marathon training. So I'd have like snacks set up ready to go, so I'm not coming home grabbing like candy or whatever. I'd have a banana ready, or a shake or whatever, or like a protein shake. But once I stopped running after the marathon, I kept eating like I was training for a marathon. So I was still consuming all those calories, and not going out for 30-40 miles a week, and it definitely had an impact.
Difference.
Yeah.
You guys know I'm rarely impressed by anything Lonnie does, but he actually, he ran a half and a marathon back to back in March, and I just couldn't even. He'd run like 3 or 4 times, maybe 4 or 5 miles, not anything more than that. And he did that, and I was we were all keeping up with him. I was really worried for him, and he did fine, but I would never have been able to do it. I mean, I 4 or 5 miles right now is enough for me. I can't even believe that.
I think that's the most important takeaway here for the next 7 weeks heading into this.
Let's do something.
That plan says you can start at 0 and you'll get there fine. Anything you do from now for that next 7 weeks, whether it's losing some weight, if you need to, I know I need to, that base building, trying to work up to that 30 to 45 minutes a weekday runs. If you're not quite there yet, make sure that's feeling comfortable. Less than 2 months.
Or just go out and walk.
Just getting time on your feet.
Time on your feet, and practice with your nutrition too. So the time of day that you run, kind of time that out. See what works best. Take a look at your shoes. Make sure your shoes aren't too worn. If you start feeling it in your knees, it's probably a good time to think about changing your shoes. You can usually get about 400 miles out of a pair if you don't wear them too hard. But
most fitness apps will let you track that too. So.
Yeah, it's helpful to track that. And a lot of if you kind of watch where your shoes, if you have a typical one that you like to buy, look for when the next year's model comes out, because you're going to need to start rotating shoes as you pick up the miles. And you can pick up last year's model quite a bit cheaper easily. So just a little tip.
Yeah.
Hey, as you guys are talking about nutrition, I'm curious. Can everybody that's watching this live, can they see Lonnie's comments?
Yes.
Yeah, they pop up on the screen.
I don't know. So as you talk about nutrition, one of the things that really hit me hard this time was hydration. I thought I was hydrating well because I'm drinking water, or I'm drinking like it's an amino fuel is what it's a pre-workout, but it's not like a C4 or something like that, but it's just got a little caffeine and some other things in it. I drink that while I'm running, but there's no electrolytes in it. And I'll drink water with a packet of Kool-Aid or, some kind of flavoring. And that really hit me hard this time. It's never hit me hard before. And I've struggled since then trying to stay hydrated. What are you drinking when you're, before, during, after? How are you managing that? And what are you drinking?
So I use Tailwind during the race, and I use noon tablets before and after. So with the Tailwind, I found one that has a little bit of caffeine in it, and I just mix it in my hydration pack, and then I bring a little baggie that I shove in my pocket as well, so that once my hydration pack runs out, I carry a little bag of white powder, that helps me drink.
Did you do any time in prison?
Very little. Okay. But yes, short answer. So I carry another packet of it just so when I refill my hydration pack, like halfway through the race, I can add a little bit more. And I found the Tailwind really helps me.
Tailwind's good. Yeah,
I do like that. Yeah. And I'm more of a bourbon after the run kind of guy, but if Bud Light Lime's your thing, go for it.
Yeah.
You need to rehydrate somehow.
This summer, that's my work on finding salt tabs that help to replace.
So
that's the other.
That's
thing.
what I was going to add. So I've got this stuff called base. It's like a base salt. It's got other stuff but salt in it. It's got potassium, and it's like a salt lick. You carry it and you just shake it and lick lick the salt off of your thumb. I've experimented with everything, but Tailwind has been pretty good. But on the long runs, if I drink too much of it, it can be counterproductive.
Your stomach.
Right. So I stick with water. Since I've gone to just water, it's worked out well for me. But during the summer months, if you live up north and you can get in some of the summer runs, that's when you want to practice with your hydration also, because if you run you're going to be running in cold weather before you go to Florida in January, most likely. So try to get your nutrition and your hydration plan in when it's real hot in the summer, because if we hit, a marathon weekend like we had the last couple of years, it's been pretty hot. So it's really hard to stay on top of your hydration, and definitely drink during the week. Don't just drink the night before a long run. Start every day, drink, stay hydrated every day, because it will last with you for several days.
Absolutely.
I did a bunch of Google searches. I wouldn't call it research, but a few weeks ago, I have not landed on an actual electrolyte drink. I hate air quotes too. Electrolyte. But so I've been putting a pinch or two of salt in this bottle stuff, and I don't know if it helps. It tastes like Gatorade though. When I put the Country Town lemonade and a pinch of salt, the Gatorade's kind of salty,
Yeah. I was going to ask.
Caleb's got a good
getting
point.
ready to ask if anybody tried pickle juice, because I can't do any of the sports drinks. They make me gag, and those salt tabs are awful. But I know football players always do pickle juice for leg cramps and stuff, and that has quite a bit of salt in it. Yeah. Caleb, I'm curious if you take it with you in a little bottle during races or anything, because that's what I'm kind of thinking.
It does taste delicious
too.
I love pickle juice.
Yeah, it's really good.
Gosh.
Well, and what was it that you took, Gene, during the marathon?
The salt tabs.
Mustard packets.
Mustard.
And mustard.
Oh, that was Ben's thing, right?
Was that Ben? I thought, Ben saved my life.
Yep.
Because you were cramping pretty good, and that seemed to do the trick.
Yep.
And I've tried that before. I had guys at the gym talk about in the middle of the night, getting up, standing in front of the fridge and down in pickle juice. But a friend of mine was talking about not having pickle juice, and he squirted mustard and tried it. And some other guys, chimed in. And so I tried that. It didn't really help with workout, lifting cramps and stuff.
Yep.
But I don't know if it was, I don't know if mind over matter or what, but it helped. Caleb says I've seen those single serving pickle juice.
I am all about it. I'm going to Amazon it right now.
So before we get off here, guys, I know Jody had sent a shirt picture to us that somebody had found, or she had found. And I think good mantra for our group, especially, and to all the beginning people, and even the people that aren't beginners that are
I'm
just
gonna
going
have to put
through.
it on T Public.
But she has a shirt that says "Forward is a pace."
Mhm.
So I don't think it's necessary to worry, especially right now, what your pace is.
Yeah.
Time on feet is more important than anything else you're doing. Getting your feet worked up, getting your legs worked up, just getting the miles in and getting things going. So I know that's going to be my mantra, and I think it's the Release the Quacken mantra should be "Forward is a pace."
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what the
I
way
love
I
it.
think we should go this year. So
Yep.
Being on my feet, walking, got me through a point in training where I just didn't have my mojo. I just wasn't motivated. And a lizard, I just asked, about motivation. And a lizard, Sarah, she said to me, she said on the, on the post, just get the miles in, just time on your feet. It doesn't matter how you do it, just get them in.
yep, absolutely. Forward is a pace. So
For sure.
all right, guys, I think that's going to wrap us up for our Release the Quacken for this week.
Guys, if you've got questions or anything that you want us to answer on the next Release the Quacken, just shoot them our way. You can either message us at the Disney with the Ducks on the Facebook page, or you can post right on the Facebook page, # Release the Quacken, and we'll try and make sure we answer it the next time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there'll be a few weeks
Thanks.
before we do another one of these, and then we'll start doing them regularly starting the week before June 28th. So
And
Thanks for all the comments, everybody.
Yeah, I was gonna say thanks, Caleb and Mark and Lonnie, I guess too.
Everybody,
You know.
Lonnie, whatever.
Eh,
Even
Lonnie.
Lonnie.
more so to Mark and Caleb.
all right, everybody, have a great night.
All right, bye everybody.
Thank you.